what, 81%. Let me charge my headset up. Oh, Lordy. And baby, don't you know, after I did that little, that little remote viewing session earlier, I went in and took me a spiritual bath. And right now, after I was done with a couple of appointments that I have, I'm about to set up a spiritual foot washing. Yes. I know you may think, okay, if you're doing a spiritual bath, why the hell are you doing a foot washing? Because the way that I do mines, at least, I incorporate like some Chinese medicine for drawing out toxins from the bottom of the foot. Okay? Y'all hold, please. 1 second. And I'm gonna have to get the saints in through here too. It's just something I want to do because I got things to do, and then I'm going out of town this weekend, and I do not want the negative energies up and through here, honey. And that's self-inflicted on a whole another level, because bitch, I am about accountability, and I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. A remote viewing. That's why I'm really doing a live. It's not to talk shit, but to talk about remote viewing. With remote viewing, I'm gonna say this: it's not something that I'm gonna teach. I'm just speaking to anyone, especially if you are a Neptunian person, Plutonian, like you have Neptune, Pluto, or you have Uranus. Because I really think this is more of Aquarius and Uranian thing than it's anything else. I'm not gonna even hold you. I honestly don't think that this belongs to Neptune. I know that Neptune deals with the audience and with the collective unconscious. So we continue to influence people unconsciously or be able to tap into their subconscious. That is a Neptunian profile, okay? Whereas Aquarius or Uranian energy, and strange enough, my top, these are my top percentages. If you guys look at like celebrities' birth charts and shit, the site Astro thing, I actually got a report from them. Doing Western astrology, some people would argue against it because of the Vedic astrology. But let me just say this here. I'm Neptune. I'm first of all, my chart is ruled by Mercury, right? The second largest influence on my chart. Oh, I'm talking about Mercury's at 14 or something like that. And like Neptune, I mean, the moon is like 13.1%, and Neptune is 13%. Okay? To kind of give you why I'm saying I have a 3 planet chart leadership, because that is a pretty solid split right there between 3 planets. And you know, I operate in rotating threes. Anyway, so I just don't think remote viewing belongs to Neptune, because Neptune is something that we do unconscious. I'm consciously, as a Neptunian, operating in someone's unconscious or subconscious area, right? And when we're remote viewing, I'm not necessarily, well, there could be arguments that you could be going through the person's consciousness or their sight, because I do, it's weird how I learned about some of my abilities, and we all have them. Nothing about what I'm telling you makes me special, bitch. I just use the muscles a lot more. Literally, I don't. You cannot tell me that every fucking human being on earth is not psychic, not intuitive. It's just some people are born with themselves already activated. Okay, we'll say it that way. Or they have certain influences that we can measure using not just astrology. We can look at their birthday. We can look at their personal numbers. Hell, you could even just look at a person the way the conditions around their birth, and you can see. Or you can also look at family members. Which family members had these same abilities, and how did it travel from family member to family member? Okay. So astrology is a tool of measurement. It is not a belief system. So we got to stop talking about that. If you're not an astrologer, please be a friend if you are in the metaphysical community, and especially if you're tapping in with me and you are listening into the, like, you're a part of the zero sum crowd. Stop giving each person job as it relates to the awakening of humanity a fucking hard time. If you're going to talk about how people use astrology to become obsessed with their sign, baby, like, help out by explaining why some practices are harmful because you've done your fucking research. Like, that's all I ask, is that you do that. Okay? Okay, so we got, okay. I forgot to turn the fucking chat off. Bitch. Hold on. Because at first, at this point, I feel like people can't help themselves. I feel like you can't help your goddamn self. Okay? Bitch, I feel like a bitch can't help themselves. You know? I got to help this cheer. Now, they can't help, bitch. Look. I got a nice little piece of ass on me. You know what I'm saying? It might be a little old, but it's a nice little piece of ass. I'm not lying. I'm not vain, but I do know that I've done a lot of work on myself. And if I wasn't this model that I've learned what I was, and judging by the way people have neglected themselves mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, I would want to be me too. The fuck? Even if it meant that I'm a different person with different abilities and a different model, I would want to be me in the sense of the way I am navigating and making full use of every capability of myself and my personhood. Absolutely. I would not want to be somewhere spinning the fuck out, going after bitches because they think that, okay. I said I wasn't going to talk about the remote viewing. Anyway, let me get back into the remote viewing. Fuck this shit right here. So the remote viewing, I believe this belongs to Aquarius because Aquarius rules the collective conscious, right? So Aquarius is able to transcribe messages, or if you have prominent Aquarian positions, some Aquarius don't even know this shit, or they do know this shit. Who knows with Aquarius? You really don't know what the fuck you're dealing with right there. It's a collective conscious of everyone else, bitch. You're not getting into their conscious. Huh? It's everyone else's collective conscious. Right? But you really can't peg down what the fuck is going on with them. The shit is some wild business out here. You know what I'm saying? Real wild, on the loose type of shit. You feel me? But remote viewing, I feel like remote viewing belongs to Aquarius, even if I am as a medium. Mind you, there's a difference between psychic and then there's medium. When you're in mediumship, you cannot control what the fuck you're saying. You may not even know what you're saying or you're picking up on. But what you can start doing, this is what I've learned to do, is that when things don't make sense, write them down. Because there's going to be a sequence at the end of mediumship that helps you put together a full picture. But with mediumship, if you ever, one of the ways that I unlocked mediumship, which is the 12th house theme, was doing readings where I almost went to sleep. And I think I've heard other people say this, that they gave readings that were almost creepy right when they were becoming sleepy. And if you looked at my older videos on my other channel, if you ever looked at me towards the end, a lot of those videos, I'm actually falling asleep with my eyes wide open. I'm falling the fuck to sleep. And it's like when we get to that part of the reading, that's when the shit that comes through. I sometimes would, that's why I started to watch my videos back. So I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember saying that. But as soon as I would watch it back, I was like, oh, whoa. Okay, so now that takes on a whole different meaning. So that's something that happens when people are generally asleep. Now, I'm going to say this because I really don't want to get into talking about who is the rightful tarot reader and who isn't. But if someone is reading, generally they're not reading the same type of things. They're not reading divine feminine, divine masculine. I'm sorry, baby. I know that there are some people who do. A shout out to Kev. He has a couple of copycats out here talking about the collective. I didn't know when people started talking about the collective. I think they got it from this reader, this tarot guy named Kev. I think he reads really professionally, but he has things to show approved. And I think that that's his thing. But I don't think everyone can tap into that. You have to be somewhat of a universal kind of person. And you can't be a person that is unaware that they struggle with jealousies and they struggle with comparisons, and they are not able to hold themselves accountable. Because one thing I see about Kev, or intuitive Kev, is that he holds himself accountable. Other psychics can read how you hold yourself. One of the reasons why I say that, I'm not going to be on here for too long. But one of the reasons I say that is that I look at how neat he looks. And to me, when a person takes that much time before they get on camera to pull themselves together, that means that they're self-aware. They are aware of the energy that they're transmitting out. They're not under possession. They're not under possession and feeling the need to be anxious or feeling drawn to do a reading because they want to constantly monitor a situation with a love affair or a relationship. They're not doing readings to replace common sense. Okay? They're not trying to manifest a relationship through talk therapy using tarot cards. Okay? Which is one of the reasons why I cut off my chat feature. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. That's one of the reasons why I cut off chat. But back to remote viewing. When you're doing remote viewing, I believe that belongs to Aquarius because of the ways in which how quickly we're able to access the consciousness of a person. And I'm conscious while I'm doing it. So I'm going to think about it more in that sense, but that's not the reason why I came here real quick. Remote viewing, I would tell you that if you are a person that starts to discover that you can do remote viewing, make it a point to do spiritual cleansing. Make it a point that before you go into remote viewing sessions that you are conscious, whether it is a prayer. You might not be a person that's into the hoodoo and the spiritual works and the things and such and whatnot. Ooh, Lord, the chicken salad. I gotta hurry up and get y'all ass off of here. Because the chicken salad is here. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I gotta get y'all ass off of my damn line real quick. My God, it's a croissant. Okay, listen, people. When you go and you're doing the oh, what is this?
Mac and cheese.
Oh, y'all got to get the hell up off of here. Okay, so anyway, let me just say this real quick. Y'all got to go. Because my God, look at that. That is a blessing. What is that? Yes, God.
Soup.
You got a soup? What kind of soup you get?
Chicken rice.
Woo! Okay. Okay.
Yeah, get off the phone.
What you say?
I said get off the damn phone.
Okay, anyway, listen, y'all. So, cleanse, like you want to have, I would say keep you the white candles. They are at Walmart. There's like a cross symbol on them. Keep those candles. I adorn mine with sterling silver. I have sterling silver flakes that I put in them. Or I also do the I think it's 22 karat gold flakes in them. I do prayers over them, and also my own incantations. I would say definitely do a spiritual bath, spiritual shower if you don't have a way to sit down in a basin or bath, and definitely start doing spiritual foot washes. You can do things like there are certain detoxes that they have, that you can do on your feet. Chinese medicine or Eastern medicine, they are fantastic, and I've actually am starting to learn a little bit more about it. My mom, she's really adventurous. She has a lot of sage placements, so I'm sure, gonna help me get through this. But it helps detox you, but you got to realize that a lot of illnesses are connected to what people would call spirits. So I know that this sounds weird. Everyone gets all weirded out when you say, "Oh, I don't want no demons attached to me," but you have an addiction. You have a drinking problem. Okay? You have a drug problem. You have a spending problem, i.e., myself. You have a problem in some parts of your life. Those things are not, they're attached to certain entities. Did you know that the lottery is attached to a demonic force? Like, we know gambling is, but the actual lottery is attached to a demonic force. And he's quite popular. He's quite popular. And I believe he belongs to the Mercurial, but also Jupiterian group of demons of the Goetia. Lottery. Yes, actual lottery. That's one of the reasons why certain people win the lottery and their life seems to be cursed, because they give more back in blood, because your life is worth more than $1 billion. Your life is actually worth more than several billions of dollars. Because with you comes bloodlines of people. It's not just you, it's people who came before you and those who will come thereafter you. I promise you that your life is worth more than what you will actually cash in a lifetime, unless you're probably Elon Musk, okay? I promise you that much. Your life is worth that much. And if you think that some people do not want to ride your wave, you are crazy. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here because I got the good food. I'm going to say the prayer over it, bless it. And that just lets you know, again, nutrients, good people around you to hold you accountable. When I did that remote viewing earlier, I'm going to say this about people who have obsessive compulsive or disorders. And I have obsessive compulsive disorders. We cannot see that kind of shit going on and rest easy in our spirit and in our body. Okay? For real. When you have people who are stalking folks, and I had to tap in. I don't care. I really don't care what people think personally, because I'm going to take care of me. And I want to know what is lingering or why a person is lingering around me. I don't care what they say. They can say what the hell they can try to go back and forth, reverse it. You can't, a sick person can't reverse psychology to me. When I see biting gnats, when I see a room that's kept like that, I know where that's coming from. Okay? When I see the state of a person, and mind you, I've done a remote viewing before with this individual and called out what was going on with their pets, with their cats, and the way that their room smelled. And within the same week, that person was dragging trash out of their room. So when I tell you that remote viewing is a real thing, and it's something that we all can access, it's real. Now, why am I able to access this person? Because this person has hired me to do readings for them. So this is not something you can just pop up and do for other people and transverse their boundaries. But this person, number one, has hired me to do readings for them. And number two, they have transversed my boundaries over and over and over again. And I have asked for the ability to figure out how to break that bond down. I don't care how much money you're worth, how important you are. You do notice that even with celebrities, this is one of the things that scares me about celebrities, or I don't want to say this about my chart, but it scares me about the people who I'm meant to do life with. I'll say it that way. I don't care how big of a person you are, how much security you have. Someone who is possessed with a demonic force, that force is ancient, is old, and a lot of times that person without that force was already on their way to the grave anyway. Okay? This person, you cannot discourage this person with death, with jail, with anything. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a scary bitch, and honestly, if you got a bit of common sense, you would back the fuck up off of me. And I have told this bitch up cat raggedy. She'll tell you. I done been out and through that mouth. But the obsession part, that is a demonic entity. The demonic entity ignores all of those things because it's not its physical body. It is inhabiting someone and using their physical body, tearing up their physical body. If you want to know who I'm talking about, I've shared their picture on my ex. You can go and check it out. And you can see it in the picture. You can see it in that person's eyes. You don't have to take my word for it. Go find, if you are a psychic, you do the reading on it. Bitch, I'm willing to be crazy in front of anyone because I believe in being in the truth. If you lie to yourself, lie to other people, that's on you, baby. What makes me good at what I do is the fact that I don't carry a lot of weight on me. But that shit is weird. That's weird. And the reason why I said that is that it was alarming the other week when this person was talking about they can't wait till somebody else gets something. It's gonna go in and it's gonna grape them in the ass. It's gonna fuck another hole into them. When I heard a woman say that and I recorded it, mind you, I have so many anonymous chats that have come through to me coming out of New Jersey. I'm not just saying this shit for no reason, okay? Because if I was, baby, I am a hell of an actress. Give me my award. Get me on someone's stage. You understand me? Because I'm top tier at this point. Nancy Drew that made it up in her head. Who knew? You know, type shit. So when I heard that, I said, this right here don't sound like no motherfucking human. Because you're lusting after a certain kind of pain. You want a person to be torn in half. That's not human. That's demonic. I know some of us want to beat a bitch ass, but we don't want nobody to rape them. You understand? It's levels to this. And especially when you're speaking about a man who is not a gay man, you want him ripped open. That's now we're going into a different sphere. So I don't know where that picked up, but I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here. But I was just saying, remote viewing. If you do remote view, please cover your head. Please cover your. Oh no. Okay, I gotta go, y'all. Cover your head, cover yourself, clean your room, child. That's one. Clean your goddamn room. You understand what I'm saying? Clean your room. If you don't do nothing else, clean your room. And make sure you don't have any dirt or any piles or anything in corners, because angels reside in angles. Angels reside, remember this, angels reside in angles. Keep your please take the trash or take your clothes or whatever out the damn corners. Keep them junks clean. Because angels reside in angles. And we'll talk about how angles, or the reason why dimensions are important about houses, because houses with certain dimensions won't work with you because your angels don't work like that. We'll get into all of that later, okay? I gotta go because I gotta go. Anyway, remote viewing, we're gonna come back to this. But if you are doing anything where you are meditating and trying to figure out what a problem is and you're spending time in the sphere of someone else, do a cleansing when you're done. Do a detox cleansing. I do a separate foot cleansing, which is what I'm about to do now, from my bath, okay? And I let that, I some hot ass water too. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my nails. I'm going to do a French nail press ons for my feet. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I love y'all. Mm-hmm. Clean yourself. And my mom said kisses, kisses, kisses too. You want to say something to the people? She said she don't want me to bother with y'all right now. Okay, she's trying to eat her food. Anyway, I love y'all. Y'all have a good one, and we'll talk soon. But yeah, yeah. Keep yourself clean. Clean your room, and don't have like filth and dirt everywhere, because that may mean something going on with you, baby. You can have a spirit on you. You probably got it from sleeping with some little nasty ass little boy or some nasty ass little girl. Okay, and stop all this group sex and eating ass. Please, y'all got to stop this shit today. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Bye.